Good morning. I want to thank everyone for being here today. It's another exciting time in Prince George's County. Let me grab up my glasses here. My eyes have gotten old in their service of this county. I am proud of the success that we've had over the last 5 years and the people who have helped me advance the goals of my administration in this county. As a result of their hard work, we have significantly reduced overall crime and spurred economic development and improved the quality of life in Prince George's County. Last week, I was honored by Governing Magazine as one of their 2015 Public Officials of the Year. As I said it in my acceptance speech, this honor was not about me, but a testament to the county's success, specifically the success of the leaders who I selected to lead the nearly 6,000 employees and dedicated employees of the Prince George's County government. Although we have a lot to celebrate as a county, many challenges remain. And over the last 3 years of my tenure as county executive, I am dedicated to accomplishing as much as we have over the first 5 years. Today, I'm here to announce some changes that I will be making to my leadership team that will not only continue our progress, but accelerate it. Despite unprecedented drops in crime, our citizens' safety remains my top priority. We are fortunate that we have a strong public safety team that has worked together over the last 5 years, and I'm very pleased to see our sheriff here, Melvin High, if we can give him a round of applause. And I don't know if our state's attorney could be here, but another key player, if we can give Angela also Brooks a round of applause. One of the key contributors to our success has been Mr. Barry Stanton. Barry has served as my Deputy Chief Administrative Officer for Public Safety and has led our team of fire, police, corrections, and Homeland Security professionals. Barry is a trusted advisor who has provided vision and leadership that has made us successful. In addition, Barry has helped us fill a gap. When we lost our Deputy CAO for Public Infrastructure, he has been occupying 2 positions. Barry has taken on the additional responsibility of overseeing our Department of the Environment, our Department of Public Works and Transportation, and our Department of Permits, Inspections, and Enforcement. So as you can see, he's been very busy. So I've asked Barry to make a change and to serve as my new DCAO for Public Infrastructure. Previously, Barry served as county manager for the city of Frederick, so he has experience in running a government. Barry will bring that knowledge and expertise to his new role that he will remain a key player in my leadership team. So if we can give Barry a round of applause, thank you. I'm sure he's happy he will be wearing one hat and not several. I also asked Thomas Himler, who you know very well, who has served as my DCAO for Budget, Finance, and Administration, to take on additional responsibility also during that time of our economic development efforts. So he has been wearing several hats. Like Barry, Tom has been filling the gap and overseeing economic development for several months. He has done a great job, and I am confident that his leadership will continue to be an asset as we grow our economy. As a result, Tom will now have economic development under his bailiwick. Can we give him a round of applause? So we were able to fill the position that had been vacant for a while, dealing with public infrastructure and economic development by these 2 very capable leaders. That left us a vacancy in public safety. As a result of Barry moving to the new role, I needed to find someone to take over as DCAO for public safety. So I looked to another key player in the public safety team, our very own Chief Mark Magaw. His leadership and commitment has made a significant difference in how we address crime in this county. By focusing on community policing, outreach, and engagement, I believe our police department has become one of the nation's best. That deserves a round of applause. So I've asked Chief Magaw to serve as the new DCAO for public safety. I am confident that with his leadership, we will continue to enhance public safety in this county and improve the quality of life for all residents. With Chief Magaw's retirement from our police department, that leaves me another vacancy in our police department. And so I asked our very own Deputy Chief, Hank Stawinski, to fill this important role, and he will become the acting Chief of Police until confirmed by the County Council. Hank Stawinski has lived in Prince George's County all of his life. He is a 23-year veteran of the department. He has served as our Deputy Chief under Chief Magaw. He is Commander of the Bureau of Patrols, Chief Crime Data Analysis, Director of Community Policing, Public Relations, and Communications Effort. So he has a lot of duties. In addition, Deputy Chief Stawinski has helped us and served as liaison and actually helped us form our signature initiative in this administration, our Transforming Neighborhoods Initiative. Deputy Chief Stawinski is a graduate of Boston College, and he holds a graduate degree from Johns Hopkins University. His father was a member of our Prince George's Police Department as well. I am confident that Deputy Chief Stawinski's diverse talent, abilities, and experience will continue our police department's success. Can we give him a round of applause? Current events have made us very aware of the impact of mass shootings and terrorist acts that have taken place around our country. It is important that we enhance our efforts to make sure that our citizens are safe. We must improve our coordination and collaboration that's taking place within our county as well as with our regional neighbors, the state of Maryland, and the federal government. I was recently made aware that our current Director of Homeland Security, Brian Moe, has submitted his resignation. So I'm appointing Gigi. I was going to try her name, Whittington, who is our Deputy Police Chief for Administration and Training, to serve as our Acting Director of Homeland Security. She, too, will need to be confirmed by the County Council. She will ensure that Prince George's County is prepared, especially in these times that we live in, for emergencies, whether they're natural, and as many of you in the news media know, I have a lot of natural disasters under my administration, so Gigi will be busy, or acts of terrorism. Deputy Chief Whittington is one of the most respected commanders within the police department and incredibly popular in the community. She brings 22 years of experience and a connection with the community that will be critical as we work to ensure that Prince George's County is ready to respond to major disasters, including potential terrorist attacks. Deputy Chief Whittington has worked for the Prince George's Police Department since she was 19 years old. Oh my God. She started, and this is what scares me, she started as a police clerk in 1989. I don't want to tell you how old I was in 1989. And became an officer in 1993. Deputy Chief Whittington is a graduate of Mountain State University and is currently working on her master's degree at Seton Hall University. And by the way, which is a very important fact for us here in this county, she is a graduate of Bladensburg High School, coming full circle. I want to thank each of these leaders for accepting these new assignments. I look forward to working with each one of them, and they will all move into their new roles and positions in January of 2016. 5 years ago, I had to rely on faith, optimism, and confidence that I was choosing the right leaders. And in hindsight, I couldn't have chose better people to help formulate this government. But today, we are changing some of the leadership positions, but we aren't losing any of our talent, wisdom, and experience. Most importantly, success that our residents expect and deserve. We have all come a long way, and with the addition of the people that I have chosen today, Prince George's County will continue to move closer to its destiny. Thank you.
Questions?
Question?
Chief Stawinski, could you take the podium for us, please?
Come on up, Chief. Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Could you characterize for us how you plan to move forward? Might the residents see dramatic change, or might they see continuity? What are your thoughts?
Well, it's the greatest privilege of my professional life to be appointed as interim chief of police by the county executive, a county I've lived in my entire life. The great positive is that I've been integral to, and as has Gigi, integral to the leadership of the department over the last several years. There will not be great dramatic changes. There will be greater focus, there'll be new responsibilities, there'll be enhanced strategies, but there won't be dramatic shifts in our strategy that would lead to chaos. We want to keep things moving in the right direction, consistently and in a measured way.
A lot of other police departments around the country, let's talk about Chicago today, Baltimore, you name it, are really struggling. In Prince George's County, it seems that we're not facing those same kind of challenges right now. Could you characterize that for me and tell me in your words why you think things are the way they are here?
Well, going back to Chief Magaw's leadership over the last 5 years, this department fundamentally understands the value of the relationship with the community and respects that, and the value of the relationship with our peers in law enforcement and respects that. And the axiom is well done is better than well said. The community can rely on our continued engagement, our continued hard work and respect for their perspectives, and we live that as opposed to talking about it. And you'll see that demonstrated as we look to hand new responsibilities to new individuals, as we look to shape our strategies to continue the reductions in crime and to keep Prince George's County a safe and thriving community.
Any other questions?
Yes, Chief Magaw, if you can step up. Sure.
Come on up, Chief. Soon to be ex-chief.
So a couple of questions. When will the retirement actually begin, and what can we expect moving forward in the new position?
Right. I'll still be the chief until December 31st, and then move into my new role January 4th. So a couple days off. But going forward, Mr. Stanton has really brought all of public safety together. And if you look at every different department, from the sheriff to the state's attorney, to Gigi taking over Homeland Security, have great leadership at every level of public safety. But it comes together with the attitude that everything has to be done together because we all depend on each other and are interlinked. And we know that. And that started with Mr. Stanton about understanding the bigger picture of public safety. So holding that line and improving as much as we can those relationships between each different agency, we're in a good place.
I know you've served as chief wearing a suit and not wearing your uniform. But today, in your new role, or announcing this new role, how did it feel to put on your suit rather than your uniform? Yeah.
It's funny. I had a conversation this morning with my wife. It seemed very strange. After 32 years of having the honor of being on this police department, and coming to the realization that that's coming to an end, even though it's a positive thing with Hank coming in as the chief and the new role that I have, it's all positive. But when you spend a large part of your life, over 50% of your life with one family, doing one job, when it comes to an end, it makes you pause a minute. But I've loved every minute of it. I wouldn't change a thing. The last 5 years really have been the honor of my life to be the chief of police here. So it's strange.
Chief, what is the secret sauce here? Why is crime down in Prince George's County compared to other places? Why is the murder rate not spiked as much here as it has in other places? Why are people not marching in the streets here? What is?
It's about relationships. And if you ask any of the command officers here, they tell you the same thing. It's about knowing Bob Ross as the president of NAACP and calling him at 2 o'clock in the morning when we have an issue to make sure he has up-to-date information that we have. It's every level of this department understanding that our job is to serve our community. We are not an occupying force. We're guardians in this community. And from training, from who we hire, as far as looking for character, not just credentials, but looking to see if a person has the character that we need to be on this police department, to training, and all the way through the command staff. It's about relationships and reaching out and getting to know people within the community. And it builds trust. And that's what you have here that you don't have a lot of other places. They don't know their police departments and they don't trust them. That's not occurring here.
Chief, moving forward, yes, Chief. Moving forward, what would you like to see happen first in this position? With the budget session coming up, there have been lots of questions about the police department and the cuts that the department took last year. What do you plan on advocating for here?
Well,
I've reminded him of his
no,
new role.
yeah, he did. He did.
No.
I'm very, very familiar with the police department's budget, but I'm not with the fire department or with corrections or with Homeland Security. So one of the first things to do going into a budget cycle is for me to understand what the budget is for each one of these agencies and understand what their needs are. My job is to make sure that I advocate for each one of these partners that are in public service, because it can't just go to one. If the police department gets everything they want, but corrections doesn't, there's a problem there, or the state's attorney. So it needs to be an even growth across the board, and that's what I'm going to strive to have happen.
Is there a project you're leaving behind that you're going to miss? Is there something that you were working on that you wish that you could have seen complete?
A lot. But a retiree told me just the other night, you're always going to leave something on the table. You just are. Whether it's a raise in a contract or a project that you have started. In this position, I get to continue to help develop those projects, which is I'm very thankful for. A lot of people don't get that opportunity. I will in this position. But if you look at this department, there's outstanding employees all through it. I mean, we have a tremendous bench, tremendous depth. This police department is in good hands with Chief Stawinski, hands down. My choice to replace me, but there's depth all through this department, and this department is good in its leadership for the next 20 years.
Great. Why don't I have Mr. Stanton come up? You can see as the questions about public safety were going on, he was so happy, but he forgets that all of our tremendous growth in economic development and public infrastructure. Barry, why don't you come?
First of all, let me just thank the county executive for allowing me to go to this other position, to be doing public safety for 5 years. I've been in public safety for almost 36 years. The last 4.5 years, I was county manager in Frederick, so I'm looking forward to the new position. The new position will oversee Department of Permitting and Inspections, Department of Environment, Public Works and Transportation, liaison with Maryland Park and Planning, WMATA. So a lot of these positions and departments I have been doing since February. I've been doing 2 jobs since February. So to be able to have the opportunity to go and continue another DCAO position, and to be honest with you, to support Chief Magaw. Chief Magaw and I have a great relationship. I'm I'm going to see his growth in this job. I think the county is lucky to get Chief Magaw to stay. And so for what the county executive has done to promote Chief Magaw into this position, I'm excited. I'm excited that I'm not going to get calls 24/7. I'm just being real. So to be able to do other things for this county executive, I want to thank him for that. And let me just say one final thing. I want to thank the entire public safety team. Chief Bayshore, Mary Lou McDonough, Brian Moe, and Chief Magaw himself, and Sheriff Melvin High, and Angela Alston-Brooks. They have been very supportive of what we have done over the last 5 years. And with them, I want to thank all the entire public safety team for their support. But again, I want to thank the county executive for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Why don't I do this to close out the press conference? I'm going to have Tom come up here and talk about it. For clarification, Barry will be taking over the vacant DCAO job for public infrastructure and continue the work he's done there. But Tom will also continue the work for economic development, which is a major part. And then I'll ask if Gigi would just come up and we'll close it out. Thomas.
Well, thank you, Mr. Baker. As he said, this is not a new role for me. We, as Barry mentioned, when Victor Hoskins had left, both Barry and I picked up additional responsibilities, and economic development's what I like anyhow. I mean, I do a lot of things. It's one thing that's nice about my job. Everything comes through me because it involves money. You can't do anything without money, and I tell when I speak to young people that if you're looking to do something, look in that arena, because at the end of the day everything is driven by money. I mean, that's just the way it is. But we have a lot of success going on. I enjoy trying to figure out things, and that's what economic development is trying to solve solutions and solve problems. And he's tasked me for several months to figure out a solution for Suitland Manor. We're very close to announcing something with that in that community. Kingdom Square down at inside the Beltway is a $250 million project where we'll be announcing something very shortly on that. So I'm excited, and Mark coming to the team. One thing we all have is synergy with Glenda, with Nick, with Betty Hager, Francis, Barry. We all understand what he wants to do. It's a team effort, and Mark's always been a team player, and even with the police department. So we don't expect anything different. I think the Glenda and the DCAOs, we may haze Mark a little bit since he's the new guy, but other than that, this is great for everybody. We're all excited to just keep moving forward over the next now almost 35 months that's left.
Thank you. And thank you. When we were making these changes, probably like most of you, I was concerned what's going on around the country and the world, and nervous because we're in the nation's capital. So to me, having a person with experience in our Homeland Security to understand that was very important. And couldn't have been more thrilled, and I really did twist her arms because I wanted to have the right person to have Deputy Chief Whittington. Gigi, come on up.
Good afternoon. I want to thank Mr. Baker for this awesome opportunity. Who would have thought that a little kid from Landover and Sea Pleasant could end up being the director of Homeland Security? And I did say director. I know that I'm interim, but I have the gift of prophecy. But I'm looking forward to the challenge. Just like the chief this morning, him and I had a little conversation, and I said that it felt like a push and that I just wasn't ready. But I know that it'll be a great opportunity for me, and with the experience that I bring from the Special Operations Division and dealing with some of the critical infrastructures in the county already, I know that I have the skills and abilities to move this position forward, move this county forward, and put us at the table where we're supposed to be as a county. So thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. With that, thank you very much for coming.